Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So on the Bitcoin chart, we have recently seen a reaction here on the daily time frame to our support region for a wave 4 correction after the price rallied quite strongly from the August low to the December high. That was in 3 waves, so the idea was that a 4th wave pullback could start. And the idea was that this is or was a wave 4, which due to the reaction to the support area, which is quite impulsive, which might have completed. So the idea is currently that we are in this wave 5 to the upside and might take us to 130k. Now, very important. I mean, don't get too focused on 130k. You know, it might be 129,500. It might even be 134k. It's more like the area. We're too far away from getting any more precise. I think in yesterday's long-term update, I think I showed it in one video, I shared with you also like the different levels around 130k that really matter. That's also visible on our long-term chart, which you can access on Discord. There are several levels that overlap there and that reach that have meaning. Okay, and I also explained why each level is important. Now, that's all around 130k, right? But of course, it could go to 129,800, and I wouldn't call that a miss. That's like spitting distance in the crypto market, so it's really close. And yeah, overall, all I want to say is that we should get one more high in this cycle, and today we see a bit of normal. It seems like, to me at least, it seems like completely normal weekend consolidation at the moment that's unfolding. Yep, we already talked about Solana in the Solana update. That's obviously performing quite well, but overall, I don't see many or any surprises. Let's take a look at the shorter time frame here. Bitcoin has reached the target zone. But quick explanation, the idea is here that this wave 4 bottomed here, right, on the 13th of January. That's the idea, and we're currently following that blue count higher. Now, everybody who's been following the previous videos knows or should know that the direct pathway higher is currently the preferred interpretation, which means that we rallied in a 1-2 setup, or we formed the 1-2 setup with a very shallow wave 2 on the 16th of January. And then this is another 1-2 setup, and my analysis is highlighting currently the key support levels here and the potential for a wave 2 pullback, which seems to be unfolding right now. The price rallied into the blue target area, which I will now remove from the chart. So that was the target area after the price bottomed here on Thursday. We wanted the price to reach this blue zone. And we said, okay, we don't necessarily need to get a crash from there, but we're watching for a reaction. A break above it would start to allow us to rule out the yellow scenario, which allows for a larger, and that's the alternative scenario, which allows for a larger 1-2 setup. So the fact that we're starting a pullback from that target area does not allow us to rule out the yellow scenario. It remains the second most likely alternative. For now, the focus is on whether the market can hold the upper support area. And we might spend the weekend in consolidation mode while the focus is on Solana. So yeah, there are two bullish scenarios, Of course, there's a bearish one as well, but that's exactly why we show these support areas, because until the market breaks below support, the bears are not leading, right? So that's my way of tracking the bearish case. Of course, a top can form at any point. That's actually not low risk. That's still quite high risk. But then again, we would just shift back to the overall thesis on the daily time frame that we're still in a 4th wave. But for now, the focus is on higher prices, especially against 99,073. And someone asked me if I could also show the internal structure, which I've done now here for this wave 2. I mean, if we assume a wave 1 topped here, which is absolutely possible in an ideal target area, and I did want to remove it, then this here is seen as a wave 2. Preferred is a wider wave 2. Why? Because the initial move down looks like a 3-wave pullback, so it could have completed everything already, absolutely. But the reaction to the 38.2 retracement makes it likely that because of the 3-wave move up so far, that this is just an internal B wave, and B waves don't really have targets. I mean, they just don't. Right? I show you the standard resistance, but they are only like for guidance, because B waves sometimes they overshoot. But we already have a reaction to that resistance area. I would say it looks like we want to go a bit higher maybe in this B wave before we come down in wave C. Now, any sustained break above yesterday's high could already indicate we are on our way up to the next upside target box between 113,166 and 118,550 for circle wave 3. But we can calculate that one more precisely once we have a low in place in this wave 2. Now, any break below 99K will shift the focus to the lower target area. And then we might say, that this initial ABC is not going to be all of wave 2. We have to say maybe this is just the A wave, B wave, C wave before we go higher. So these are the two scenarios. They are both bullish for now. And the 92,626 level is the key pivot that allows us to distinguish between bullish and bearish momentum. Or to say it in a more simple way, as long as we're holding above 92,626, I assume that a larger degree wave 4 bottomed on the 13th of January. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.